Good day viewers. Well, one thing I forgot to do, because it actually didn't turn on the shaft, this is actually supposed to not turn this shaft here. But how this mechanism works, because this wasn't turning properly, so that's, yeah, see? Because while it was grinding, this thing wasn't turning easily enough. That pivot's supposed to pivot on that. One thing I forgot to do yesterday in the last video is actually physically remove this, not just leave it on, because this grease was also bad. The best way to get this off is get a blowtorch with a blue flame and heat that shaft up. Then within about 10 seconds I was able to carefully pull this thing off. Just gently, with two flat screwdrivers, and gently just lever it off very carefully. Got it off. So all this grease under here, in there, and on there all has to come off. So we get some methylated spirits, so we'll give it a really good clean. And a good reapply some 3-in-1 oil on there. Singer brand, this one. Good stuff. And this thing's pretty much good to go now. Okay viewers, I found what the problem was. This would play fine, but it wouldn't automatically park the or deploy the head. This wouldn't, the tone arm wouldn't automatically deploy or park. I found this shaft was loose where it's riveted into this plate. It's actually loose. There was enough play in that for this all to misalign. You see here, that little bit there has been misaligning and scraping. So I've actually polished this up, super glued it. I've got to physically pull all this whole thing apart completely. There's about 50 different pieces I've got to pull out of this thing to order. I was going to put this on a block of wood, just smack it with a hammer. But that's just too much work to pull it all bloody apart. I don't think I put it back together, but same way I put it apart. So I just super glued that in place. That works quite well using super glue on something like this. I've sanded it down because it had bits of other crud on it still, so this should be alright now. This has all been washed in methylated spirits, so it all moves quite freely. So I don't see any reason why this thing shouldn't work. Alright, let's give it another test. Okay viewers, finally back together. I've played it a couple of times and noticed it was slipping and hesitant to park the head. It was just stop. The wheel would stop turning. It just was trying to activate the mechanism to park the head and the tone arm. Sorry. Keep calling it the head, but you know what I mean. So, although it played fine, I decided to give the motor shaft, the inner rim inside this platter, and the drive idler wheel, the tyre, a good clean. Yeah, I got some crud off it. Bit dirty. It wasn't too greasy, but might have been enough for it to slip under load. Let's see how it works now after cleaning that up. It should work very well now. Yeah, I think it might be alright. I've got it left up too. Ah, beautiful. Alright. Stop. Yeah, it moves quite well. Put that down in there like that. Okay, let's start again. I'll turn the volume right down there because I don't want to infringe any copyright here for demonstration. Alright, let's give it a test. Oh, no. Needs a bit of help still, yeah. That needs a lot of help. Might need more cleaning. But when you do this, wash all the old grease off you can when you're doing a mechanism. I only just washed the main idler drive bearings in the gear and the turntable itself. I didn't wash any grease out of the old grease out of the other mechanism, the slide and the plates underneath. I just put dabs of 3-in-1, so that doesn't seem to have helped much at all the way. So I might have to physically wash all of the sliding plate mechanism underneath that turntable. Just wash it all with this, completely rid all of the old grease altogether, and then put fresh oil on it. Because even if you do re-lubricate it, but don't clean the old grease off, the old grease will just be stickier than any oil that you put on there. That just came along quite nicely. Alright, I'll just set this onto the end of the record. Let's see if it does it. Carefully we'll park it on the end of the record and see if it actually has enough go on it to automatically park. Because it was a bit hesitant at the start there. It worked better last time I tried it off camera. It just seems a bit more hesitant now, so sort of keep getting everything moving again. That works alright. Oh, almost. Yeah, it's better than last time. Yeah. It's getting there. I did clean that idle wheel and all the drive surface as best as I can. It has improved a lot since last time. That is better. It's got a lot more grip to it. So I've got that little there's a little turning bearing under that gear, a little roller, and it runs along the cam under that wheel. I cleaned that up too. All the grease is off from underneath that gear and the cam where that little roller inside rolls along to actuate this mechanism. I've cleaned all that up with some methylated spirits and put drops of oil in it. Probably should use lithium grease, but it's relying on the momentum of that wheel, the platter. It relies more on the momentum of the platter to actually overcome that. But the better I lubricate it, it won't hesitate as much. Probably should use a bit of lithium grease or something in that little gear, but we'll see how it goes. And that's the gear I'm talking about, underneath that, under the can, underneath it. Which has come up quite well. I'll give it a couple of plays, make sure it frees itself up. I think it should get better with more use. It's just been sitting for a long time. I'll tin these up and make like a pin like this is. Because I ain't got no chance of finding one of these unless I keep an eye on the antique shops and look in the junk bins for any spare ones of these or for something else, for parts. But yeah, I've got to get some of these connectors. Anyway, viewers, that'll be enough for now. Sit back and enjoy the classics now. Thanks for watching.